All right, so this is a trick, and it's kind of nice to have tricks when you're taking a test. It takes a little while to do this, but in case you ever get stuck in solving something like this, you can use this to, you know, check your answer or to actually figure out the answer in many cases. So, all right, so I've got four options, and what we're going to do, if you look at these four options, it's always x equals, and then over here they have an r and a y. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a number for r and y, and that's going to give me x. All right. And then I'm going to test those values up here. All right. Let's see what I'm doing. Now I know what the answer is, so I'm going to use these four cards here. This will be A, B, C, and D, and I'll just randomly pick one, and we'll choose that letter, and we'll test it. All right. All right. We'll test B first. All right. So we're going to choose some number for r and y. R and y. And that's going to tell us what x equals. Now, it's always good to try to choose something kind of nice so that the numbers work out. I know you're dealing with a fraction, so if you choose numbers, unwisely, you'll end up with fractions. It'll still work. It's just, not as nice. So for r, I'm going to choose something like 4. All right, that'll give me a 12 in the top. For y, you notice I cannot use 3. If I used a 3, I'd have a 0 in the bottom, and you can't have that. I'll use, 1. 1 for y. All right. We'll type that in and see what we get back for x. All right, so I have 3r, which is 3 times 4, and then 3 minus 1 for y. All right, that's going to give me a 6 for the x. All right. Now, I'm going to take these values and plug them into this equation up here and see what it gives me. See if the left side equals the right side. All right. So let's try this out. It starts with a 5x, so that's a 5 times 6 minus 3 times r, which is 4. All right. So the left side gives us 18. The right side, we have a 2 times x, which is 6, plus y times x, so 1 times 6. All right, and that gives me 18. All right, that is an indicator that B is the correct answer. All right, because I randomly chose, well, not randomly, but I chose values for R and Y over here, and that gave me X, and then I tested those values by plugging them all in up here, and the left side does equal the right side. All right, I'll show you, I'll just give you one example. I'll use, I don't know, let's see here. I'll use one of these as an example. I chose the correct answer on the first try, which is pretty rare. All right, so I'll choose D. All right, 4. All right, for D, I need to pick some values for Y and R. All right, so I've got Y equals R equals. Let's see here. For R, well, this one's probably going to end up in a fraction. For R, I'll choose 2. All right, that's going to give me a 1 in the numerator. For Y, I'll choose 1. All right, so 3 minus 2 will give me a 1 in the numerator, and then 3 times y, which is 1. That'll give me a 3 in the denominator. So that means x is going to equal 1/3. All right. So now I'll try these three values up here for x, y, and r. All right. All right. So I've got 5x. So it's 5 times 1/3 minus 3r, which is 2. All right. And it gives me negative 4.333. I'll try the same thing here. 2 times 1/3 plus yx, so that'll be a 1, and then x is 1/3. All right, and I get 1. So the left side does not equal the right side, which means that D is not the right answer. Okay. You would try the same thing for A and C, and you'll find out that they do not give you the right answer either. it helps if you choose wisely. If you try to choose numbers that make the answer come out nice. In this case, it was a fraction, which made you have to choose. But sometimes your answers, it might be something like this. 2 times 3 minus ry or something. Here you wouldn't have to be as selective for your choosing of r and y, but because we had fractions, it kind of helped if you did. Hope that gives you, another method for solving these.